Well, hi there. My name is Jordan, or better known here on YouTube as the Fear. And if you didn't know, I make animations time to time. And since 2015 was an interesting year for the animations that I created for you guys, I figured what better way to start off 2016 than by looking back at 2015, looking at the top 5 animations that I brought to you guys of 2015. Based on views and favoritism, of course, and figured that I would do a bit of a commentary over them, explaining why I did that certain thing in the video. And, you know, I think it's just a lot of fun to look back, and it's also nice because I plan on doing a lot of animations this year, so it's definitely a nice way to kind of reboot that drive again to get into animating again. So that being said, let's get right into it. Also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Alright, so kicking it off at number 5, we've got the truth about Gaza. Now, if you don't know who Gizzy is, he's a Minecraft YouTuber like myself, and he's a good friend of mine. And I figured I would start this series, start a series called The Truth About, where I would feature a YouTuber and essentially do a make-believe truth about them that nobody knows about. So I'm gonna rewind here a little bit and go to the beginning again. So it starts off, you know, Gizzy, he pops in, you know, and then he brings up, you know, that we're gonna play hide and go Fear. That's why he's got my glasses. And it's just because, you know, we did a lot of hide and go videos back in the day, so I just figured it'd be funny to just go back and, I guess, poke fun at that. There's no real reason why I put Captain Sparkles to the right. I just wanted to put a YouTuber there that was well known, just, you know, it's better than putting a random guy there. So, moving forward, you can see that me and Captain Sparkles are dead, this sword in me. And then it changes to a kid who is essentially watching one of Gizzy's videos. So this is essentially a video that Gizzy uploaded. And here we've got the ultimate fanboy of Gaza. So you can clearly see that in the background, we've got some frames, we've got some more frames, Gizzy pictures, and just this kid with a big fat nose. I don't even know why I put the nose there, just it looks funnier. So, you know, this kid is there. He's again, I'm saying he's the ultimate fanboy of Gizzy, because Gizzy's line usually is slap that like button with your nose. So essentially this kid is slapping his nose off the keyboard, you know, to like the video. And he's like brutally slapping himself, or slamming himself on the computer. You can see his blood and stuff. So it's like an over dramatic. It's kind of like what I picture every time Gizzy says that. So I figured it'd be funny to just go overboard and just, you know, have a kid slamming his head off the computer. And here's the mom, you know, being like, oh no! And I found Gizzy is the shizzy. So that was funny. And then we go back to the video, which is essentially the aftermath of the video, because we were recording, and then Gizzy realizes we're dead. But a cop comes over, and expectingly you think he's getting arrested for killing me and Captain Sparkles, but it's because the kid, or he's saying that thousands of kids have essentially, you know, slapped their heads off, or smacked their heads off their computer keyboards and stuff, and they all died. So he goes to jail. So here's Gizzy going to jail, and then there's a dude in the background. It's like, you know, the typical roommate / rape scene. Rape's not funny. I'm not laughing at rape. Anyways, then, you know, Gizzy's afraid, and then the soap drops, and I think we all know what that means. You know, don't drop the soap. And then Gizzy screams at the end, and that's pretty much the end of that one. So that was number 5. So let's get into number 4. So number 4 is the Inside Out animation that I recently made. It's doing really well, and yeah, so it starts off with a kid there, you know, a little funny start, kind of like a little, or like an announcer kind of talking over him. I'm not gonna lie, like in terms of the whole structure of when I'm writing these, I don't know, I just think of random stuff and go with it, so I figured I'd go with it. But I'll also admit that this animation was kind of like the kick drive coming back, because there was actually a hiatus on my animating. So that was fun. I didn't animate for a while, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't animate for a while, and I figured I would do this, and, you know, I will admit I was a little sloppy. But we go in here, we've got just Anger and Joy. Anger is voiced by my roommate, and Joy is voiced by Aphmau. And you can kind of see that it's just both of them, and they're just kind of, you know, doing what they do, being emotions and just chilling out. So that's cool. And you know, they're talking about, I think I named the kid Timmy. But then of course we've got the bully. Nobody's laughing. But you know, I actually bought this rig a long time ago, this random bull rig. It's from a game, and I never used it, so I figured, you know, why not slap it in there. And you know, you've got like the two emotions, I mean, joy and anger. I mean, but you can see here Anger is getting kind of pissed. He's like, what the hell, you know? Joy's trying to calm him down. This bully's getting in his face. And then, you know, Anger loses his temper, you know, and then he just slaps the bully in the face. Bully's like, what? And then, you know, all hell breaks loose. The kid gets tossed. Like I said, this wasn't a well thought out animation. But the whole point of this video, okay, was this right here. What are you rapscallions up to? That was literally like the punchline of the whole video, and so many people just shook their heads at me. But I thought it was funny, and I don't care, and it was just so stupid, I just had to. And then, you know, my guy, because I mean, Fear Raiser, I hope you got that, because, you know, Fear, so I'm Fear, and then, you know, I press the fear button, or the, you know, the screaming button, and then it ends. Again, I'll admit, the video wasn't the most well thought out video, but hey. So the next one is interesting. The next one here is the Spongebob animation I worked on, called SpongeBob Breaks the Fourth Wall. So you can see here at the beginning, it's like a normal episode of SpongeBob, you know? Like, we all grew up, here, I'll pause here, we all grew up watching SpongeBob. And you know, I've always thought that the villager looks like Squidward. So yeah, I figured I'd randomly slap a villager in there. What are you talking about? Who is Squidward? And then, you know, you got the generic kid watching SpongeBob laughing. It's funny, you know, it's funny. SpongeBob is a funny show. But then SpongeBob hears the kid, and then, you know, he's like, what's going on? And then, you know, essentially SpongeBob totally just breaks the fourth wall here. Pausing here again, you can see the villager is evilly grinning in the background while SpongeBob is slowly approaching the TV. Comes out of the TV, and for some reason, SpongeBob wants the boy, and he hauls him into the TV. I don't, like, again, guys, a lot of these animations are just really short, stupid jokes. And, like, there was no emphasis, you know, it just essentially SpongeBob comes out of the TV and tries to drag the boy in the TV. Come here, little boy! Oh, God! Ah! Let's get into number 2. So, here is Five Nights at Freddy's 3 in Minecraft animation I made. So, just pausing here. If you haven't seen my animations, the Five Nights at Freddy's animations, let this go again. I made essentially a, I guess, 3 Five Nights at Freddy's animations that link up. You know, it essentially starts off with myself as the, you know, the night guard, and then I start talking with Freddy because I don't say his name, and he's essentially like, dude, you know, he just doesn't think he's scary anymore. And then my guy and him have a talk. Freddy goes out into the real world, tries to get a job, things don't work, and then at the end of the second one, I get kidnapped, and then this is the continuation. So essentially here, I'm brought back to Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria, and I'm pretty much being like, I don't want to say interrogated, I guess so, but kidnapped, more like it. And you know, you can see here they're getting up my face and stuff, and they're releasing the chica, which is their like weapon, or their torture weapon. But my guy ends up admitting that he purposely calls Freddy other names because it was a story. I made up a story that my guy used to have a teddy bear, he lost him. And just so I don't have any spoilers here, I'm going to be working on the last installment of this series, which will conclude this whole thing, and it's going to be pretty epic, with Nightmare Freddy. But yeah, I mean, this one was a really nice animation. I really did what I could to make things stand out in here. I mean, you can see here with the president in the background, you can see different pictures of of like Freddy and stuff like that, random chairs stacked up. Like, I really tried to make this look good, and especially the floor being reflective and stuff like that. That was really cool. But at the end of it all, my guy, you know, explains he didn't mean to hurt anybody, upset anybody, and then, you know, somebody mentions food, and then Chica literally goes haywire, and, you know, essentially attacks Freddy and my guy, and, you know, just scream at the end. So that was essentially it for that one. But that is like one of my most viewed videos now, and I really like that. A video I put a lot of effort into did well, so it was really rewarding. Now, for the number one animation of 2015 goes to the truth about the diamond minecart. So there's a lot I want to talk about with this, because it's a little annoying about over the response I got for this video, because this video was, again, like number 5 on the list here, the truth about Gizzy. It was a made up truth about, like, it was a made up secret that I gave the YouTuber. And like Gizzy, I did it for the diamond minecart because a lot of people love the diamond minecart. He's a cool guy. I mean, he has great videos, so why not, right? So you can see here at the beginning, my guy is essentially bringing in a bunch of diamonds. It's like my guy is a slave to the diamond minecart. You can see here, you know, the diamond minecart's like sitting in his chair, a bunch of diamonds stacked up, and the villager Treyors is holding a gun. So it's like a mafia style kind of scenario. But little did people seem to understand in this video was that this wasn't actually this wasn't actually the diamond minecart, but more or less his evil brother. This is another thing I made up. His evil brother Lan, the emerald minecart. Because at the end of the video, he ends up opening a chest, and there's an emerald inside, even though, you know, the diamond minecart essentially loves diamonds. So that kind of emphasized that this wasn't Dan at all. This wasn't the diamond minecart. You can see the chair. It's got a Game of Thrones kind of look, and, you know, I don't know. I just wanted that mafia style, and my guy, you know, just gets chased out with the villager shooting at him, runs away, and then, you know, the great reveal with the emerald at the end. So the reason why I got a little aggravated with this video is because it's my most viewed video of all time. It's got like 7 million views now, or 6 or 7. And it got a lot of hate because it doesn't seem like people understood the joke. And I didn't like that. And it was really annoying, and I guess I should have known better, because a lot of people who, I guess, watch Minecraft are like, there is a lot of younger kids that just, I guess, don't get certain humor. So it was a little aggravating that people thought I was literally, you know, making a punch at Dan, when in fact I wasn't at all. It was just the series, but it received a lot of hate, but it also received a lot of, you know, positive reviews as well, so that's good. And also, Gizzy showed the diamond minecart this video, and he liked it. So Dan himself saw it, so if Dan liked it and enjoyed it, no one else should really have an issue with it. But I do plan on making a second one just to clear that up, because, again, for my second most viewed video, it's probably also my most hated video, and also my most liked. Because, I mean, it's got a lot more likes than dislikes, but it's still got, like, a lot of dislikes. But, yeah, I mean, those were my top 5 animations of 2015 based on views and favoritism. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys are excited for next year, because I'm going to have a lot of animations this year, and I'm really going to try and hit that goal, guys, of 1 million subscribers. It's a stretch. It really is, but I really think we can do it. But with that being said, though, I won't keep you anymore. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, it would be totally great if you could drop a like on the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. So, take care. Have a good day. Toodles!